my earliest memories of being in America when I was 5 years old was flipping through comic books at the barbershop while you're while you're waiting to get your hair cut. And I just loved the art. I didn't speak any English, so the art was my sort of portal to like understanding stories and understanding the American culture and what superheroes represented. And my parents didn't support my comic book habit, so if I could manage to get like a quarter or 35 cents out of them, I would buy one comic, and I would always look for the Neal Adams comic book, because it was not only so different from everything else, it also inspired me to want to like sit and draw like Neal. It felt like four-dimensional chess and everyone else was playing checkers. So I was probably in second grade, and this older kid had a giant cardboard box, and in this box, he just had a pile of comics. And I think he was selling for like a nickel a piece or something. And I remember there was a cover. It was a Flash comic where Barry Allen, I think, is holding Jay Garrick, I think, right? And there's so much emotion, and it's so powerful because it was a black background, and it's just two characters, and the characters looked like they were real and alive. The history of comics, where people kind of emulated the artists that came before them. They try to strive for consistency of appearance, you know, from issue to issue. Everything was kind of flatter, two-dimensional. The range of emotions expressed on the faces was within a narrower band sort of expression. But Neal's work was so distinctive and so powerful that even without a credit, I could spot it. It looked like real people wearing costumes. The art felt three-dimensional, like the classic Neal Adams character pointing out. I just hadn't seen it before. Neal's work signaled a real sort of dramatic shift in how superheroes were represented, how they were drawn. Also his storytelling. A lot of people don't give him as much credit, I think, for the experimental storytelling and the page compositions that he was playing around with, and just he's probably just constantly trying to challenge himself and do something that hadn't been done before. I didn't discover his Batman stuff till later. My understanding is that sales were soft on Batman, and it was Denny and Neal's work that basically revitalized the character and sales by going back to the detective, going back to a more serious take on the character, and introducing Talia and love interests and all that kind of stuff. But I think he did that kind of with every franchise, every set of characters. I think Neal was instrumental in bringing out individualized looks, introducing contemporary fashion, you know, into the way the characters look. I really do think he revolutionized the art form in that era. And to me, there were really just two titans of the day. It was Jack Kirby and Neal Adams. And to me, there was Jack, and then Neal kind of took it to the next level. And that's why I think he's just such a pivotal, instrumental, sort of historical figure in the history of North American superhero comics. I do think about like what he would have drawn if he had stuck with comics, but if the industry were different back then, it would have been really fascinating to see kind of the stories he would have drawn and told. If you're an art fan, or if you're an artist, being able to see originals like that, it's educational, it's spiritual. So to be able to see the original black and white art for some of the most iconic images or sequences in comics history, it's a historical document. It is an archival treasure. I mean, I don't want to understate it too much. It is super important.